I don't think we've ever seen a party that has collapsed morally the way the Republican Party has. And this is why I say that we really can't look at the Republican Party today as a normal governing traditional American party. It's an extremist movement. And how do you advance an extremist movement? You become more extreme. Donald Trump announces in 2015 and goes off about Mexicans are rapists and builds a wall. So, cut to 2026, you have an army of masked men, heavily armed, chasing brown people around the country and shooting protesters in the face. So the idea of saying that they're rapists, it's kind of old hat. I mean, you're out there, an army, the larger budget of the Marines. So what does JD Vance learn from this? JD Vance, think about it. Say you're a staffer for JD Vance. You're sitting around his office, and he reads that a bunch of Republicans, a lot of Republicans, on the young side, but none of them kids, have thousands of messages in a group praising Hitler. And JD Vance decides, and praising Nazis in general, JD Vance decides, guys, I'm going to defend that. Can you imagine that? I mean, you might go like, boss, I don't know, defending Nazis, but he did it. And why did he do it? Because he believes, and I think correctly, that the way to advance the Republican Party, as advance an extremist movement, is to be more transgressive. And it's like, okay, Mario, follow me. You going to do that? I mean, yeah, Mexicans are rapists. Yeah, we're okay with blowing up drug dealers or supposed drug dealers, even though your brother-in-law is a Cuban-born, convicted narco cartel drug dealer, which, Mario Rubio now says the proper response to that would have been just to blow the guy up. But is Mario Rubio going to defend Nazis? Probably not. And this is why JD Vance is going to be the nominee, among other reasons. Every time you have an incumbent vice president who runs for the nomination of a sitting president, when the seat comes open, they win the nomination. Not the race, but they win the nomination. And with Trump, I think that Trump appoints these fools, knaves, conspiracy theorists, drunks, lunatics to run the government. Not because he thinks that they're not fools, drunks, knaves, dangerous people. He does it to prove that he can make U.S. senators do whatever he wants, even if they know it's bad for the country, even if they know it's humiliating. So what better proof than I'm going to get the guy, he's on a Hippocratic oath, it's a doctor, who the trademark of his career was pro-vaccines. I'm going to get him to be the deciding vote for RFK Jr., who's has a problem with the cancer vaccine, doesn't think it can work, has a problem with the polio vaccine. Yeah, I'm right. He'll do it. And, JD Vance, what is JD Vance's two great principles, supposedly? One is against foreign wars. So he goes out there and he has to defend Trump's war, and I think Trump just laughs his ass off. And the other is, that he's a big Catholic. So Trump goes and attacks the Pope. And it's like, okay, JD, you got a problem with that? You going to say anything? No, you're not, are you? I knew you wouldn't. And I think that when Trump looks at it, that disgusts him. But I think that JD Vance will run, and I think he will run with a Trump on the ticket. Either Ivanka or one of those lunatic sons. I don't think they'll win, but I think I don't think they get elected president and vice president, but I think they'll win the nomination. So what I would say to my old Republican friends in the Senate, Congress, a lot of them I helped elect, guys, is it worth it? Really? What do you get out of this? You think your grandchildren, children, are going to read about you? Like, you were for Kash Patel? Really? You were for Stephen Miller? When, if this plays out as it should, Kash Patel and Stephen Miller should be prosecuted. You were for Kristi Noem? Really? And they'll say, well, yeah. Well, you had to be there. It would have been worse if I wasn't there. Which is exactly what every Norwegian that supported Quisling in World War II said. It'd be worse if I wasn't there. What every Frenchman who supported the Vichy government said. Well, it'd be worse. I don't know. As Republicans, we used to attack Democrats for situational ethics. It wasn't really fair, but we did it. Is this not what has happened now with all these sad characters? And what kind of role model are they? And we believe, remember when all this was going down with Clinton in the late 90s, Monica Lewinsky, and all the stuff was written by Republicans. Beautiful stuff like by Bill Bennett. How being president is more than just an executive office, it's the soul of the nation and all that. That was true then, but there's a lot worse things than what happened with Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. But it's true with Donald Trump. And what does it say? You really want to tell your kids, like, look at Donald Trump and be a role model? Really?